Greetings everyone and welcome to this edition of the Primetime Newscast in the English language on Canal International, and we begin with our stories. A presumed assassin of a voodoo blessed killed about a month ago in Yaoundé has been arrested. Culprit apprehended by the Ahala Police Unit was presented to the press this Tuesday with calls for the population to cooperate with forces of law and order to fish out other criminals. And the Bilongue neighborhood in Douala 3 subdivision is grappling with severe flooding, clogged drains and unsanitary conditions during the rainy season, leaving residents in a state of distress and of desperation. And Bamenda is set for a major transformation with a new roads and markets on the construction project. The project aims to upgrade 11 kilometers of the roads and build on 2 new markets. Those are major stories. Details right ahead. Good evening once more and welcome to this edition of the Primetime Newscast in the English language on Canal International. The presumed assassin of a voodoo obelisk killed a month ago in Yaoundé has been arrested. The culprit apprehended by the Ohala Police Station Unit was presented to the press this Tuesday with a call for the population to collaborate more with forces of law and order. More in the following story with our reporter Haisincha.
After an outing with his girlfriend here at the Barrier Crossroads in Yaoundé, on the night of June 30th, breaking July 1st, a voodoo blaze made his Waterloo on their way home at about 2 a.m., attacked by 3 individuals with daggers, a confrontation that took his life.
Mr. Eman Evudu was stabbed twice on the laps and on the elbow. So, and when the drug consumers saw that he was hurt, they had to escape help of the police. So from there, the police helped him to medical health center, who is around Échanger. From there, he gave up the ghost.
And after an investigation launched by the Ahala police units, this prime suspect, an ex-convict, has been apprehended. And presenting him to the public this August 13, the forces of law and order and the divisional officer for Yaoundé 3 call on the population to furnish appropriate information on hiding criminals.
To ask the population to collaborate with us, to collaborate with forces of law and order, to give us information when they have an information, to give us information at time, so we can, in the field, to fight it with more efficacy.
The presumed assassin remains in custody to undergo the justice process, while the police elements continue to search for the other suspects still on the run.
And a gang of supposed motorbike thieves are in detention at the Tinga Territorial Gendarmerie thanks to the GPS of a stolen bike, ripped of his source of livelihood. The victim whose bike was stolen rushed to the gendarmes and screams for help, and the search of his stolen bikes was uncovered together with 60 other motorbikes around the area. More with our reporter Haisincha.
It was in the wee hours of August 8, at around 10 minutes past midnight, that while they were in front of their office at the Madagascar neighborhood in Yaoundé, the territorial gendarme had one man crying that his bike has been snatched.
When he came, I asked him if his bike has a GPS. He said yes. I said okay, we won't waste time.
And so the investigation and trace following the GPS, not easy as he thought.
The thieves, being so wise and intelligent, were not stable. They were very mobile. we had the intelligence to take. So we look for a faster bike, which is Senke, that can run faster than the thieves for their pursuit. Getting closer to them, we give a summation, letting them know they are under pursuit of Gendarmerie National Gendarmerie.
The guys instead opened fire on the gendarmes, and without any hesitation, they responded.
As prompt as we were, I had to neutralize the rider of the bike to defend the image of the National Gendarmerie. And this guy, receiving this bullet on his leg, could not maintain the riding and had to fall off from the bike and left the bike, profited the darkness of that area and lost into the quarter.
The chase continued, and with the help of the population who had a gunshot, alongside traces of blood, they caught the 4 partners in crime in one abandoned house at the Bafana area, Chinga. Some 60 motorbikes were seized, an area where they are reputed for theft and other illegal businesses like the sales of drugs such as cocaine, tramol, harmful items in the bag they carry around.
That was rather a report by Beatrice Ngamo. And 6 members of an alleged notorious gang of robbers known as Lemicrop have been apprehended and presented to the press in Douala following a tip-off from the population, bringing an end to their reign of terror in that neighborhood. More with our reporter, Saleh Sherifa.
In a breakthrough operation, law enforcement forces in Douala arrested 6 suspected robbers, part of a group of 10 who had been terrorizing residents in the Newbell neighborhood in Douala 2 subdivision. The gang, commonly referred to as Microb, used machete, knives, and other bladed weapons to carry out their crimes. Their latest target was a gas station in Douala. Thanks to swift action by the authorities, their plans were foiled.
Dans la soirée du 7 au 8 août.
On the night of 7 to August 8, 2024, at about 11 p.m., we were alerted by a gas station that a gang of young boys, allegedly called Microbe, invaded and attacked them.
Pour les délester de leurs avoirs.
The police commend the promptness of the population in denouncing the suspects, leading to their arrest. The 6 apprehended individuals are currently in custody, while the authorities continue to track down their remaining accomplices. Immediately, we worked in collaboration with the population, which helped in tracking them down.
Ces assaillants ont été interpellés.
This operation marks a significant success in the fight against crime in Douala, and the police urges the public to continue reporting any suspicious activity to ensure the safety and security of the community.
And we take you to Bilongue in the Littoral region, where inhabitants of the Hausa quarter are coping with heavy rains and flooding of their homes. When it rains heavily with every downpour, their distress grows as they struggle to cope with the aftermath of the rains, and they are calling on the local authorities to address the problem. More in the following story. The Hausa neighborhoods in Bilongue endures a harsh reality during the rainy season. Navigating the area becomes treacherous after rainfall, with significant flooding posing risk to both domestic animals and children. The persistent floods disrupt daily life and safety. When it rains, water rises and the whole area is flooded.
Et puis ça envahit le quartier. Quand il pleut, nous on ne dort pas.
When it rains, we don't sleep because our homes are flooded. See for yourself.
Partout.
Residents are increasingly concerned and have urgently appealed to local authorities for assistance. They attribute the frequent flooding to the lack of proper drainage systems and adequate infrastructure in the neighborhoods.
On peut aller à nos occupations parce qu'il faut veiller sur les enfants.
When water keeps rising, it makes it difficult for us to go to work because we have to stay back and care for the children. Last year, the rains swept off motorbikes, animals, and other properties. We are begging on the authorities to help address the problem. The absence of the drains and proper drainage channels exacerbates the problem, leading to frequent and severe flooding that disrupts the peace of the community each rainy season. And it is a similar situation at the Bilongue neighborhood in Cameroon's economic hub, Douala, where clogged drains and unsanitary conditions during the rainy season leave residents in a state of distress and desperation. Sharifa Saleh was at the neighborhood today. Her story.
The Bilongue neighborhood is one of the areas in Douala that bears the brunt of the rainy season. When the rains come, the residents' lives are turned upside down. Flooding becomes a major issue, with dirty waters taking over the traffic lanes, making it difficult for people to move around. In an attempt to find a solution, some residents have resorted to building small wooden bridges to access their homes, but this measure does not guarantee safety. To combat the flooding, local population has organized days where they come together to clear the drains and try to mitigate the effects of the rains. However, despite these efforts, the area still faces a major problem of unsanitary conditions. A massive pile of filth emits nauseating odors throughout the day, posing serious health risk to the residents. The situation in Bilongue is dire, with flooding and household waste taking a toll on the neighborhood's infrastructure and the residents' quality of life. Urgent attention is needed to address these issues and provide relief to the residents of Bilongue.
And the town of Bamenda is set for a major transformation with a new roads and market on the construction project. The project aims to upgrade 11 kilometers of the roads and build 2 new markets. This initiative is sponsored by the French Development Relief and Development Contract, has a goal to improve the town's infrastructures and living conditions. More with our reporter Saleh Sharifa Annie Collins Annie.
In a bid to alleviate the plight of the population of Bamenda, the construction of some roads and market projects have been launched this Tuesday, August 13, 2024, in the Northwest Regional Chief Town. Sponsored by the French Debt Relief and Development Contract, commonly known as CDD. The protocol aspects of the works have been set rolling by the governor of the region, with the call for the population to lend a supportive hand for their own good.
The ball is now in our court, and I have instructed the representative of the population that we represented into the meeting, the administrative authorities, the security services, to neglect nothing, to assist and accompany those contractors to realize the expected thing of the population.
To cost 20 billion francs, it includes 11 kilometers of roads and 2 markets at Upstation and Malfo-Nkwen, respectively.
We have Prison Junction to the park. We have Veterinary Junction to the City Council. We have all the road networks in the Pond area street.
My farm market got burned a couple of, I think, last year or so. But what the program is bringing to my fore today is a bigger market with a more modern park. And a modern park is because you are going to have terminals for transit buses, and then you are going to have a total of about 800 shops.
By the end of the 24-month duration, the town of Bamenda is expected to have a sigh of relief from dust and mud.
And despite a growing number of women entering the media industry in Cameroon, there remains disparity and question the role of women themselves in addressing the issue. The workshop is organized by UNESCO and the United Nations Human Rights Commission for Central Africa. More in the following story. In Cameroon, women's representation in high-level positions across various sectors remain dismally low, with progress lagging significantly, as noted by governance expert Professor Viviane Biwole. Les élections récentes des présidents de région.
If you look at the recent elections of regional presidents, you realize there is no woman as regional president. 35 women out of 360 mayors, so on a total of 364 decentralized local authorities.
The media sector, despite an increasing influx of female journalists, reflects a troubling trend of gender inequality at the top levels.
They have moved from just being speakerines and newscasters, and they have also moved from reporting basically education and health and culture to reporting politics, economics, and sports.
Professor Biwole's analysis reveals that while women have made strides in entering the media field, the advancement to senior roles is sparse.
When we carried out a pilot study in 2018 on how we could address sexual harassment in media, which is one of the things that affects the productivity or competitivity of women in the media with their male counterparts.
A recent workshop titled Men and Women in the Media, Equality and Responsibility for the Press that Promotes Peace and Democracy in Central Africa opens August 12 in Douala.
This workshop is to reflect and evaluate the situation and then take action. And from you, media organizations, from us, as just from the government, to know how we can increase the representation of media in media settings.
The workshop underscores the need for both men and women in the media to take collective responsibility in addressing gender equality. By fostering an environment that supports and promotes women's leadership, the media industry in Cameroon could pave the way for a more equitable